and Salam Malaysia Madani. My name is Clarissa Anak and I'm 11 years old. I am studying at Paon Temaga, which is located at Lendu. My school code is YBB1411. I would like to share one of my favorite books with you. The title of the book is The Malayan Emergency Revisited 1948 until 1960. This book was written by Lieutenant Colonel AZZAM HANIF GHOWS and published in 2006 by AMR Holding Senjan Berhad. It is a hardcover book with 386 pages. The Malayan Emergency Revisited 1948 until 1960 is a pictorial form of history book. The Malayan Emergency was a Cold War anti-colonial conflict that took place between 1948 and 1960 on the Malay Peninsula. The conflict, which began in June 1948 following the murder of three Western planters near Perak, was between the British colonial, the Malayan Communist Party, and the Malayan National Liberation Army. The communist gained support from many civilians, mainly those from the Chinese, because the Chinese had no land right to speak of and were usually very poor. At first, the Malayan Communist Party joined forces with the British to fight Japanese occupiers by forming the Malayan People's Anti-Japanese Army, whereby the British provide weapons, equipment, and training. When the war ended, the communists turned against the British and calling themselves as the Malayan People's Anti-British Army. The Malayan Communist Party was led by Sinn Féin. They used terror as a weapon in order to turn the country into a communist state. They used threats and violence against those who refused to support them. They called the local Malayans who worked with the British as the War of Running Dogs and treated them as enemy. I was impressed with Sir Harold Briggs and Sir Gerald Templar wisdoms in eliminating communists during the Malayan Emergency. The Briggs Plan was introduced by Sir Harold Briggs in order to isolate communist insurgents from local support and disrupt their access to food and supplies. This plan involved the resettlement of rural populations into control areas known as new villages. Besides that, Herds and Mind campaign was introduced by Sir Gerald Templar. Sir Gerald Templar emphasized the need to win the hearts and mind of the people in order to build trust and cooperation between the government and the people, and thus weakening support for the communists. The campaign included initiatives such as healthcare services and education campaigns. When Tunku Abdul Rahman became the Prime Minister of the Malaya in 1957, the government offered amnesty to communist insurgents who surrendered voluntarily. So, what is the most fascinating parts in this book? In my opinion, the most fascinating aspects of the Malayan Emergency is the unity of the community during the conflict. There are about 500,000 volunteers of army and police of all races offered their services during Anti-Bandit Month. In addition, the community's forces, self-defense groups, such as Home Guard, to protect themselves from communist attacks. I really like the way that the authors has made this book interesting, as it is in the form of pictorial historical book. It is very useful to know and to read and know about Malayan Emergency in this way. The downside of this book is it doesn't provide the meanings of difficult words at the end of the book. Nevertheless, I used a dictionary to find the meanings of difficult words that I found. The moral values that I learned from this book is we should have historical awareness. By reading historical books, we appreciate the sacrifices made by previous generations and understand the social, political, and cultural forces that have influenced our society. We need to know the history of our country and how we became independent. Do bear in mind, we are the leader of tomorrow. I highly recommend this book to everyone in all generations, especially youngsters like us. If you are interested to buy this book, you can get it online. Check out Shopee and the websites of Goodreads, AppBooks, Bookline Services, and Carousel. That's all from me. Thank you.